measure of a good vocational truck is how well it handles the tough jobs. The T880 might be right at home on the highway, but it really earns its stripes out here. I'm Jim Park, equipment editor of Heavy Duty Trucking and Today's Trucking. We're out playing in the dirt on the back 40 at Eaton Corporation's Truck Proving Grounds in Marshall, Michigan. We've got a couple of Kenworth T880s here, and they're ready to do battle with some really tough terrain. We had two trucks to test this time. The first, a T880 dump spec'd for the U.S. Northeast. It has a 16-foot J&J dump body, a Watson & Challen steerable pusher axle, and an MX-11 engine. This one was loaded to 50,000 pounds for the test. And here's a T880 spec'd for Ohio. This one has a 21-foot dump body from East Manufacturing and three 8,000-pound Watson & Challen steerable lift axles. So we've got the Ohio spec dump here right now, T880 with an Ohio spec. She's grossing about 90,000 pounds gross vehicle weight at the moment. That dump box is full pretty much to the top. And this, they tell me, is about the maximum for that configuration. Kenworth says the T880 was 4 years and $400 million in the making. It will eventually take over for the T800 as the company's flagship vocational chassis. It will be called up to serve in hundreds of different applications, so it was carefully engineered with lots of potential for expansion. It's available in dozens of frame layouts and as many chassis configurations as you can imagine. The PACCAR MX-13 is the standard engine in the T880. The new PACCAR MX-11 is available as well. Customers can also order a Cummins ISX-15 or the ISX-12G natural gas engine. Transmission options include most of the Eaton lineup in manual or automated versions, and the Allison 5, 6, and 7-speed models. Now we're taking our Ohio spec dump truck, Kenworth T880, PACCAR MX-13 engine, 485 horsepower engine, 1,650 pound-feet of torque, in front of an Eaton Ultra Shift Plus vocational transmission, 8LL version. Now we're going to run it down a 20% grade and back up the other side. When you work in terrain like this with loads like we have on now, you really need a solid truck. The T880 is available with several frame thicknesses from 5/16 to 3/8 of an inch, and with frame options from 10 5/8 to 11 5/8. You can get tandem rear suspensions of up to 52,000 pounds and tri-drive axles up to 69,000 pounds. We're just coming to the crest of the hill right now. We're going to stop here, make sure everything's clear down below before we go over the top. So it's a rather dramatic view from up here at the top. 20% downgrade. Here we go. I'm just going to let this creep down. So we come down there in third gear. Really under control, just about 5 miles an hour, no problem going down there. Engine brake fired, so it kept us under control. And now we're going to walk up the other side of this 20% grade. I didn't stop at the bottom, we're just going to roll right through here. So fourth gear right now, 1500. Going to downshift here, there we go. Dropped all the way down to first gear, you saw that? I just kept my foot right into it. But she skip shifted from fourth to first in order to get the torque back to get up the top of that hill. It dropped down to about 1,000 RPM there before it decided, no, this wasn't going to work, and pulled that big downshift. So there you go, some good shift strategy between the PACCAR MX engine and the Eaton Ultra Shift Plus 8LL. And here's a tough one, more of a test of the transmission and rear axles than the truck itself. I'm going to take off from a stop on a 10% grade with a soft gravel surface. So the hill hold should hold us here for just a second while I take my foot off the brake, get my foot right back into it, and up we go. There's the hill hold, foot's on the gas, and we're rolling. So no problem there, getting 90,000 pounds started on a 10% grade on gravel. That's a pretty respectable performance, I have to say. And we don't even have the diff locks engaged. Let's try another 20%er, this time from a standing start. Now we're at the bottom of the 20% gravel grade, and we're going to walk up here from a standing start, but we're starting on level ground, so that might get us into another gear. Started in second, we're up to fourth now, hitting the grade in fourth gear, and I got my foot into it, so we're going to make our way up here. Do we go over the top? No problem. Right over the top, 485 horsepower, 1,650 pound-feet of torque, earning its keep there on a 20% grade. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing indeed. These trucks are engineered for a 10 to 15 year lifespan in conditions like this, so they have to be designed right and built to last. The T800 didn't stay in production for nearly 3 decades just because it looked good. I don't expect anything less from its successor, the T880. There are 3 videos in this Ultimate Test Drive series. Check out Part 1, a look at the T880 under tamer circumstances, and also our walk-around feature where we dig a little deeper into what makes this truck worth all the attention. This has been an Ultimate Test Drive of Kenworth's T880 from the Eaton Corporation Truck Proving Grounds in Marshall, Michigan. I'm Jim Park. Drive safe and keep your revs down.